Hi Dylan, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, hitting coordinator with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going to run through your swing today. Look at some things that I talk to my hitters about. First thing I see is when you get into your loaded position and we have a tendency to kind of sit on that back leg, there's a couple of things that happen from here. We have a tendency to either spin around, spin off the ball, or we have a tendency to kind of push forward and then come up in our swing, maybe slide forward and get a little bit forward. Either way, our front side's going to come off the ball a little bit too quickly. And the reason that I chose this particular swing to analyze is because when you load and you get on that back leg and everything just spins, any pitch that's middle away or outer third, the barrel of the bat has a tendency to drag and slide underneath this ball, okay? And this is a ball that will pop up to the right side, or it's a ball will just hit a little lazy, flaring fly ball to the right side. So I picked this swing, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. When we get into the load right here, we want to make sure that when we load into this back leg, and we don't load on top of this back leg. We don't want the knee sitting over the back foot. Okay, we want that knee to be inside this back foot, and the load is into the inside part of this back leg. Really, we don't get back, we load into the back side. And when I start to run forward from here, you're going to see what I'm talking about. As we start to go forward and the foot comes down in the load process, okay, we're now in a position where we always talk to our guys about keeping equal bend in both knees. The knees are inside the feet. It's a good balanced position. We've got our hips are square, our shoulders are square, our hand, our shoulder height, then we have good separation with our hands back behind our back knee. When we look at your body position right here, the other thing too that we always pay attention to is the head over the belt buckle. Okay. Now when we look at your positioning right here, I see a little bit of tilt in your hips this way, meaning that the hip is starting to open up, and I see the head sitting on the back leg. This is a position that's going to cause us to spin open and come off the ball on the outer half of the plate. What I'd rather see, again, I'd rather see that head out here sitting over the belt buckle, and the hips are square, and we're actually driving into this front leg, okay? The weight that we loaded up into the back leg is now going to be shifted with the back knee, and I'm going to drive the weight to the inside part of this front leg. When I start to move this a little bit forward, what we're going to see is the back knee starts to work out and around the front leg, and as it does, the hands are going to come down and they're going to spin. They're going to work around your front side, and they're going to be in and out of the zone very, very quickly. So this ball on the outer half or outer third of the plate right here, it's basically just a glancing blow of the barrel. The barrel just glances it, and more often than not, the barrel will work underneath the ball. We can see here that the barrel is dragging behind, and we work underneath the ball. Now when we get into finish, you're going to see the hands finish across your body very, very quickly, okay? And all the weight is sitting on that back side. We want to work into that front side so we can keep this barrel flatter and in the zone for a much longer period of time, okay? So really the best way to work on this type of thing, Dylan, is on a tee. And we're going to have you get to the loaded position. And when we get to the loaded position, we're going to make sure that when this foot lands right here, that our weight is not sitting on that back leg, okay? I don't want my head over my back side. I want my head more in the center. And when this foot fully lands, okay, I'm going to make sure that this hip is still beneath me and it's not starting to fly open to the full side, all right? Make sure I'm squared up with my hips, and I'm in a good attacking position with my head over my belt buckle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a tee out here on the outer third, I'm going to put it just off the stride foot, maybe just inside the stride foot. We'll put a little ball on top of the tee. And then now we're going to be in a position to be able to stay through this ball. I'm going to drive this back knee. I'm going to transfer weight to the inside part of this front leg. And when I do, the elbow will slide underneath, and I'll get to a position called the connection. The connection is at this point right here. The hands, the elbow, and the back hip should all be in alignment. But because we're spinning, this back knee working around the front leg and spinning, this front hip is opening up, the hands are dragging. You see right here, this is where your hands are, and that's going to cause the barrel to slide way underneath this pitch on the outer part. So when this back knee drives forward, I want the elbow to drop underneath, and then my hands, my elbow, and my back hip will all be in a line right here. And now I can take my hands forward from there, and I can go to the ball in, I can go to the ball middle, I can go to the ball away with the same amount of barrel release and bat speed through the ball. So this is going to be a drill that will force your body to get into the right position in order to stay through this ball, as opposed to spinning off of it and missing it on the underneath side. Any type of breaking ball or off-speed pitch is virtually impossible to hit when we spin that front side open and that barrel drags and drops underneath our hands as much as this is right here. So it's a simple drill that'll help you get to contact, okay, and then as we get to contact, that barrel will continue to extend through the ball, and the finish will be full, and we won't pull our hands across our body almost immediately. Okay, Dylan, this is a drill that's going to help. I'm certain of it. I've had hitters that sit on the back leg and spin, and this is something that we do to get them out of that. So I know it's going to help you. I really want to thank you for coming to our